All right, so welcome to the Fear to Purpose workshop, everyone. And I know some of you have maybe not gotten the link, or you got it, you came here early, but here we are right now, and I am recording it. So I wanted to do this workshop for you because I feel like there's a lot of fear in the air, but there's also a lot of opportunity for greater purpose. So this is a curriculum that I actually found, I think it was like 10 years ago, from a wellness center that I had, and I started doing it for myself. And I thought, you know what, if I can do this for other people and help them really move from, if they are experiencing any fear, to a greater sense of purpose. And that bridge is love, right? So we're going to move into that center point of love and intuition. But I have a few questions for you guys and gals to ask yourselves, and you can reflect on them later, but in the moment, just kind of notice what comes up. So the first question is, are you motivated by fear or passion? So notice what feels most true for you. And there's no judgment, but just notice when you're making a decision or thinking about something in life, are you motivated by fear or are you motivated by your passion? Notice what that is for you, maybe jot it down. And what this is going to do is it's going to kind of show you what's driving you. So passion is going to be rooted in love. Fear is obviously rooted in fear. So you're going to kind of see what is driving you. All right. And then the second question is, what makes your heart sing? So when you find what your heart loves, you're going to move in the direction of your intuition. So I always talk about your heart being the gateway to your intuition. So when you are following that heart song, that love, wherever your heart is guiding you, you're in alignment with your intuition. And as some of you know, I often describe intuition as your soul embodied, right? It's that higher energetic part of you that's coming for an experience and a purpose, right? So when you're listening to your heart and following its loving cues, then you're moving in alignment with that highest path. And then the last question before we dive a little deeper is to ask you your intention. What do you want from our time together? So go ahead and just kind of note that to yourself, what that is. And once you have that, just take a moment to pause with it. And once you have your intention, realize, we just were talking about this on Oneness Talk Radio, that when you have your intention with your intuition, it's like this perfect marriage, right? And your intuition will guide you to experience your intention, as long as it's aligned with love, right? So get ready and be careful what you ask for, because it usually happens. So like, for real. All right, so your purpose, in my experience, also always involves some form of service, of giving back to the planet and humanity. As you serve another, you serve your soul, your true self. So I know there's many times in my life I've just been like, okay, universe, where do I go? Tell me how I can serve, because maybe I don't even know. Where is that? And so to ask that question and be open to where is it going to best serve me and my purpose, which is serving the planet, to guide me. So if you don't know the exact direction to go, ask, where can I be moved? Where can I be guided? Right? Some of you know I'm like being guided to move back to Southern California. Okay, like move with the energy, and you'll feel a clear yes. It'll be a heart expansion, and then your gut will give you a confirmation of a yes, which will be expanded, or a no, which will be constrictive. And sometimes, I was talking to somebody about this right before this class, is it's like, sometimes we feel things that are like, ooh, there's a little constriction here. I feel nauseous here. Dive in. See what is that about, right? Because if you're like, yes, here's my direction, here's my commitment, something feels a little bit off, stop and pause. It's your intuition saying this, right? Like, for instance, there's going to be a truck with my car, 15-foot truck in a car, and I'm feeling a little nauseous. I'm like, oh, wait, yeah, I don't think I should be taking this trip by myself, right? So it's like having somebody there with me. So just notice your intuition, even when you have, this clear commitment direction. In the moment, you're going to get guidance. Where do I go? Who am I with? What's happening next, right? It's like a constant flow in advance. So just listen to those yeses and those nos to be in alignment with the flow of your intuition. So the reason that one of the reasons I felt really inspired to do this is fear disconnects you from your true power, which is love. So that's why I call it fear or purpose. What are you listening to? Because if you're in fear, it's most likely going to disconnect you, even temporarily, from your purpose. Now, here's the funny thing. When we're evolving to higher levels of our soul purpose, oftentimes we experience a lot of fear because it's uncomfortable. It brings up subconscious beliefs like, can I do this, right? And of course, if you're aligned with love, you can. You have a whole universe supporting you. But when that fear grips you, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but I have, where I'm like frozen. I'm like, I don't know that I can do this, right? So it's normal. I don't think there's one person I haven't talked to on the planet that hasn't experienced that type of fear. So the question is, are you going to let that take hold of you? Or are you going to listen to what the fear has to tell you? There's a message. Listen to it. Then move in with the flow, but don't let it stop you. Drop into your intuition. Follow where that purpose is leading, right? Where your intuition is leading you. So as you stay centered in love, which I gave you like the simplest, clearest steps, which is you bring your awareness from your head to your heart. You can even put your hands on your heart and you just feel that connection to love within and around you. As you feel that, take a few deep breaths, let yourself settle, because oftentimes the mind's chatter can even create fear. Yesterday I was talking with a client who was describing a fear based on a belief that maybe she thought somebody was thinking about her, which is different than an intuitive fear, which is like guidance, like don't go down that street, right? So often the mind can be filled with thoughts of fear. So when you bring your awareness into your heart, you ground those thoughts in love and you actually watch them disappear. Like, for example, you could say, a thought could be, somebody's judging me, they don't like me. And as you put your hand on your heart, you're like, oh, that's not true. We're all connected here, it's all good. So that's what I mean by, like, you could call it psychic riffraff, right? Just frequencies that aren't even true. So when you put your hand in your heart, you're grounding into love, which is the truth of you and everybody, right? The whole world. When you see from that perspective, you do see truth. So from love in your heart, then you follow that gateway. I actually see like a spiral of energy straight down from your heart to your core, to your gut, a couple inches below your belly button. And you can actually place your hand on your gut if you want. You can visualize the color orange, which is your second chakra, getting activated. And you can just circulate, just see an orb of light at your gut, a couple inches below your belly button, visualizing that color orange and rotating it in a clockwise direction to the right. You're starting to infuse energy into that chakra, into your second chakra, feeling connected to your purpose, to your intuition. Taking a few deep breaths here, just letting yourself settle. Breathing in again. And notice that when you bring your awareness into your intuition, everything settles. Like I often describe it as like taking a pebble and dropping it at the bottom of a lake. It's just, it hits the bottom, it's still, it's calm. So that's the frequency of your soul that actually has this stillness, this inner knowing of truth, that it just knows that it knows. Like if somebody was to come up and lie to you, you'd be like, whatever, it doesn't matter because you know the truth. So that's why we use our intuition in the intuitive success coaching process to actually like defy the beliefs in the mind, which you could even call lies, right? They're things that aren't true about ourselves or others. So when you move into that intuitive knowing, you're then connected to the truth of you. And that's why this process is so powerful. So moving from your head to your heart to your core, this is your true power. And you will notice there is almost a car engine at your belly, right? Like that core, when you start listening to that intuition, it will move you. It is like the engine of your car. So notice where it's guiding you, and it will always guide you to do what feels right, right? Like, yeah, yesterday there was multiple people emailing me, it feels right. Yes, you're on the right path. It's great. That's your intuition. So the creation process is the next part. So I'll just read a little bit of this workshop to you. Like I said, I mean, this was from probably 10 years ago. And I found this helped me. That's why I wanted to help you guys with it, because reminding myself this helps. So love is the food of the universe. Without it, we will die. Without it, we thrive. So, you know, you don't have to take that to the extreme. I can just tell you from my experience, if my heart feels disconnected, it almost feels like death to me. I feel so shut down because I work so much from my heart. And so I believe we all do. I believe we're all connected to our heart. So if you're feeling disconnected from your heart, that's why I gave you that question this last page ago was, what's your heart song? What do you love? Because as you start moving in that direction, like for me, it was California, and then things opened, right? It was this pure love. It's like, I love the ocean. It just moves your frequency into that pure love. And that starts dispelling the fear. So love is the food of the universe for a reason, right? And think about, you were created in love and from love, right? It's just so beautiful. So if you think of your soul as a tiny seed of love, for that seed to grow, you need to take necessary steps for it to grow. This may include watering it, placing it in a comfortable location, and of course, sending it your love. So finding a safe environment to live, you know, watering your dreams with love, your heart's desires, and sending it your loving vibrations, sending it things that make it feel really good. So the same is the same with your soul. So there are certain necessary action steps we need to take in order for our soul to grow. Quite frankly, the biggest thing is to remove the weeds around the seed. These weeds can be thought of our unconscious mental and emotional blocks that keep us from fully expressing the level that we are. That's what I was talking about with those thoughts, right? And so again, you can use that process of bringing your hands to your heart, dropping into your gut, visualizing that color green in a clockwise direction, and infusing energy into your intuition. So that will help kind of show you what the weeds are and then let you release those subconscious blocks that aren't true. So, and we can dive in this deeper, you know, for those of you who are either in the program or want to do more work. But for now, let's just write down some of those quote unquote weeds, those emotional and mental blocks that are stopping you. So what are some of the weeds, the things that are stopping you from being who you are or achieving what you want now? So I just invite you to take a few moments to write those down for yourself. Good. So once you have that, we'll move into the next phase. And again, for now, just kind of notice them. And you can always add more later. So the good news is the soul is strong. So the power of your purpose is much, much stronger than your fear. You're designed that way. And a really simple analogy that my mom used to give me that is so simple, but like if you turn a light on in a dark room, it illuminates the darkness. Think of that. Love stronger than fear, purpose stronger than fear. A light illuminates the dark room. Okay? You are that light. I had a student in Malaysia send me an email a couple of days ago, and she said, I'm doing these meditations in the classes, and what's the difference? Like, what is this light? I'm like, light is the same as love. It holds the frequency. When you're following the light, you're following love. She's like, perfect. So just know that when you're following the light, you're following love. All right, so in releasing our fears, what's not working, and clearing our blocks, the weeds, our spirit / intuition can be fully free and grow into all of who we are. Isn't that exciting? And I'm watching my students, myself, just people in my life, right, grow because they're believing in their intuition, and their lives and businesses are taking off because they're being who they are. So that love will also magnetize the truth of who you are. It illuminates and magnetizes it. It grows it, and then it brings good to it. Because guess what? Everybody wants to be a part of that. We all are connected in the love, right? So we all are wanting to move towards that, and we all need each other. So, so what that means in this moment is you can be the change you want to see and start living your purpose now. Like I just gave you the steps to do it. Like you have the power in this moment to say, hey, I can choose my purpose. I can choose listening to my gut instead of my fear. I'm aware of those fears, and I could talk to Abby or one of the coaches or whoever I want about clearing those fears. And in this moment, I am enough to actually be able to tap into my intuition and know that love is more powerful than anything. So I'm just glad you showed up for that. If you want to do an intro session with either myself, and their intro consultations, myself or one of our trained coaches, you can email us at Abby, ABBY, at lifeforceconnection.com and get on our calendar. And in those, 15-minute consults, I give you a little like mini reading and then kind of tell you, hey, here's how you can clear your blocks, help you clear it as much as I can in that time, and then move you into your next step, whatever that is, right? Give you options and see what feels right for you. So again, that's Abby at lifeforceconnection.com. And like I said, we have other awesome coaches who have graduated the program too, and it might be a better fit with them. They're just amazing. And somebody on this call will totally get what I mean by this, move into higher love. So basically this higher frequency of love, when we're following our intuition, is constantly moving us into that next state of consciousness. And it really is higher love. You feel better, you feel more joy. And that expansion then again creates that ripple. So I invite you even to choose that for yourself, to choose that higher love, because everything does start with choice. It's that decision to actually consciously use your will in a way that serves you and the world around you. So when you choose higher love, you choose your purpose, you're naturally going to evolve and you will be guided and you will feel what feels right for your next steps in your journey. So trust that. And if there's any next steps that you feel right now, you can jot those down. My intuition is guiding me to blah, 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 and just write down whatever is coming. So I'll give you just maybe a 30 seconds or so if there's anything that's coming through for you to take in your next steps. Smile more. Thanks, Kat, for reminding us all to smile anymore. That's awesome. I love it. Somebody else said that the other day, like, actually it was a Hallmark movie. If you're smiling, you know you're on the right path. I just think it's great. So obviously follow those steps that you're getting. And the last part that I feel is really important and lovely is to move into this new vibration. So write down your vision and your heart's desire. And I invite you to close your eyes for a moment if you're in a space that's safe to do that, as long as you're not driving. And I just invite each and every one of you to take a moment. So close, like you're keeping your eyes closed, take a moment to listen to your soul by bringing your awareness to your heart. Imagine living your dream and your heart's desire and your purpose right now. Notice who's around you. See the image full color. Where are you? What are you hearing? Again, notice everything you're seeing. You can even take a deep breath and now put yourself in it as if you're living it now. And notice, like, what are you smelling in that moment? Engaging all of your senses. What's the smell in the air? And what's the taste? Like if you were like to take a bite of something in that moment, what would you be tasting in that moment? Already living your heart's desire. You are there now in your mind right now. And notice what you feel inside. Again, taking another deep breath and just let a color come to mind that represents how you feel, having already lived and experienced your purpose in this particular moment of living your heart's desire. For me, it's the color purple. So just let whatever color just be like this beautiful hue that just kind of comes over that picture that image, and carries the frequency. You can even put your hand on your heart to anchor the feeling deeper, even still. And this color now carries the frequency throughout every cell of your body, head to toe, of you already living your dream, your heart's desire, your purpose. And notice what new belief starts to form. And it'll sound something like this: I can do it. And as you say those words, you'll also have a positive feeling associated with it. And that is your new belief. Any thought connected with an emotion creates a belief. Our belief then creates the actions in which we carry out the behavior and have our results. And you'll learn more about that in the NLP course if you ever take that. So just understand that's how your mind works. So when you open up to your heart, you feel the expansion of your spirit. You're already living this beautiful dream of yours, your purpose. Notice what that new belief is. And if you want to deepen it even more, you can bring your thumb and your first finger together to anchor that feeling of the new belief. I can do it. Just notice. Taking another few deep breaths, breathing it in, integrating. And notice how you feel now versus the beginning of this workshop. Notice your new belief in yourself. And go ahead and allow any steps that needed to happen between now and this amazing visualization of you creating and living your heart's desires to present moment. Anything that happened, any steps you took, and you can go ahead and write down those steps now. Just adding to your current list, anything else you need to know. And then whenever you're ready, you're going to come back to the present moment. So I'll give you guys a few minutes to write down any steps, any insights, anything that came to you during that process. So wrapping up, any last steps, any other things that you have? And then, like I said, if you want to continue doing this work of clearing out your beliefs, aligning with your intuition, I invite you to the Intuitive Success Coaching Club. So we actually sent out an email this morning, and we have the group program open now. So I do privates, but we have the group open now. And so normally it's $527 a month. And so through Friday, we're doing it for $333 a month. So that's only going to be running through Friday. So if you want that, just please send me an email to abby@lifeforceconnection.com. And know that there are many paths you can take. So there's no right way. There's only the way that speaks to you, the one that feels right. So you want to move in alignment with what feels right to you in each moment. That is your intuition guiding you. So if you're feeling guided to start, the intro sessions, listen to why, listen to your intention. What is it that you're wanting to get from that? Because when you bring your decision into the program, you truly can manifest, in my experience, almost anything, right? That's initiated and maintained by yourself. So again, you can send me an email to abby@lifeforceconnection.com. I'm sorry my voice is going out. I didn't sleep a whole lot last night. I've just been so busy, so I'm noticing how it goes in and out. So just a few more things about the course. So we are an approved program. So this is actually certification. So when you do complete the full program, you get certified as an intuitive success coach. So whether you're wanting to be a coach for a living or take your current business or a career and up-level it, make more money, be more joyful, all of that great stuff, you can do that. We also have an option for you not to do a business. If you just want to grow your intuition, I call it the manifesting factor. And so that can be used for relationships, for health. I was telling somebody the other day, I've watched people that couldn't walk now be able to walk. They couldn't see now being able to see. So I have seen miracles with energy in this process. So you truly I so believe can do what you want. Yes, thank you, Karen. It is so important to connect with your heart's desire. And I love that you said that, because, you know, it's a feeling. And I got an email from a friend a couple days ago, and I think we just had a new moon. I don't follow astrology that much, but what she said is like the moon is in Cancer, meaning how you feel. Take into what you're wanting with how you feel, how it makes you feel, right? Because we all know, like, you could have $1 million, but like, how does that make you feel? Right? Like for me, it's the people I get to connect with, the love, right? So, and the lifestyle, right? It's not the money itself. So when you're feeling into your heart's desire, notice how it makes you feel. And that is priceless, again, because we all want to feel good, right? So really tune into those positive feelings that are driving you. And now I'm sure they'll be love-based, right? So the way the program works is you get weekly classes. So this is a proven process, you guys, of over like 14 years. Like, I started my company when I was 19, and I like started as a kid, and I just tested it, right? And the foundation was unconditional love and non-judgment. And I would hold that space, and also knew that we all have the answers within us. So as I did, people would wake up with the truth of who they were. And then the process teaches, and at that time I was just able to see, and I still do, where the blocks are. And then we use the process to clear them. So what happens is that frees open all the space, the infinite energy of your soul, of your essence, to fully express. And so that's why the results are so amazing, because you're no longer blocked. It's like, I don't know, a river or waterfall, like, you know, or a dam being released or something. Like, all this energy comes through because it can now. There's no blockage. So just imagine your life uninhibited and unblocked. Who would you be? What would you do? So that's where we take you, and we support you each step of the way. So you have those video classes and the worksheets, and then you have the weekly group calls, right? And so that's where we get to interact with each other, clear blocks. If you're really feeling, you know, like you're having a hard time sharing in a group, you can email me to request a private coaching session based on availability and other coaches. But just really know that I feel guided to do the groups because I feel the community, like we need each other, right? And so it's really fun to be able to share in that, and everything's confidential, right? So there's nothing, and there's like nowhere I feel like we haven't all been, you know, we've all been to these different places. So it's nice to share in that community. So yeah, you can email me if you have any other questions about that. You can also go to the website, lifeforceconnection.com. I think /, if you go to the top, you'll see intuitive certification and all the different levels. I think it's / coaching certification.htm, but you'll see it on the website. And like I said, you can email me if not. And I think what I'll do now is I'm going to open it up to group questions. So what I'm going to do, I think most people are muted, so I'm going to unmute. There was a way, I'm still getting used to all this technology stuff. I'm going to unmute you guys, and then I think there's a way you could raise your hand. I'm just not sure how to do it. So right now I'll just unmute you, and I guess just if you want to say something, just start talking, and I'll answer your question. So yeah, if anybody wants to, yeah, and you can also self-mute yourself. So some of you have self-muted yourself, so I'm just assuming you don't want to ask a question. If you do, just please make sure that you unmute yourself, obviously. All right, so I will, the lines are open. And
Hey, Abby.
I can hear you. Hey, is this Isa?
No, Pat.
Hey, Pat. Okay, sorry, you got to forgive me. I'm not even seeing, I see your beautiful face, but I don't see the rest of this. So go for it. Talk to me.
I so enjoy being with you. And what is the price of the classes you mentioned again?
Yeah, so from now until Friday the 24th, it's just $333 per month. So that includes weekly video classes and the worksheets and weekly coaching in the group. And right now we have one class starting Saturdays at 10 a.m. Pacific. And if I need to open more, we can. It's also based on people's time zones. So if you're interested, just email me because we have to get the times that work for everybody. But yeah, $333 per month. Yeah, and it's for 12 months. If you absolutely need to cancel for any time, you can. But I recommend people do it because it's a whole process, right? And it takes you on the journey. So yeah, thank you for asking. I really appreciate that. Is there anything else that you had to ask? No? Okay, cool. Thank you, love. This is so funny, you guys. Like, I can't see any of you until you pop up on my screen. Okay, so go ahead and ask, I think Genevieve? Okay, go ahead. Just whoever wants to talk, go for it. Just go ahead and speak if you want. It looks like it's on Anita's screen right now. Anita, did you have a question?
I'm starting a new job, and where I am going to be working, there's no internet.
There's what?
No internet.
Where you're working. Okay, so if you're talking about the classes, I would just make sure you do the classes at home. I probably wouldn't recommend doing the classes if you have a job. Don't do it at your job. So a lot of my clients have jobs and then they're building these businesses and their intuition on the side. But I would just be focused at your current job. And then when you come home, like you're doing now, you know, interact with your computer and me and whoever is on the group coaching and obviously me during the classes, because you want to have that sacred space for you to actually be able to create and feel your energy, and you don't want to have the distractions of your current job. It's great that you have that job to, you know, build the finances of why you're doing that. But just for you, if you're deciding you want to take the course, it's great to just have it and do it in your
Yeah,
house.
my job is one-on-one with a lady in her home. We're trying to keep her safe in her home.
Yeah. So that's great. I would be totally present with her. Then when you get back from work, do this for yourself. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, cool.
Namaste.
Yeah, you too. All right, you guys. So it's gonna keep on her until somebody speaks. So can somebody say something? Because it's like basically, I think Zoom is sensitive to noise. So when somebody speaks, it puts the camera on you. So is there anybody else that has another question?
I've started to meditate in the evening. It has helped me a lot.
Good. Yeah.
I'm also took studies in Reiki. I'm a Reiki master.
Nice.
And I do therapeutic touch.
Nice.
I'm an artist, photographer. The owl behind me is one of my photos.
Nice. That's beautiful.
The owl.
Oh, that's pretty.
That's
awesome. I see it. Yeah.
A barred owl. And I've taken pictures of wolves and I paint wolves.
Wow.
For my passion.
That's awesome.
Anything in nature.
Yeah. Capture.
I also climb mountains.
That's beautiful. Sounds like things you love. Yeah, like you love. Yeah.
And where I'm going, that's why I took this job. Where I'm going, this lady likes to walk. She has the beginnings of Alzheimer's. So I'm going to introduce her more to the community of the bush. We're going to take long walks in the bush.
Yeah.
And the earth will help her.
Yeah, absolutely.
She needs quiet surroundings.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that you're going to be able to use your gifts when you work with her. And yeah, you've had a lot of training. And again, just highlighting, thank you for sharing what you love. That's totally what the workshop.
That's my purpose, is to help people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm going to give her grounding massages as well, because I do massage as well.
What? Lucky her. That's cool.
Yeah, her daughter says, "Could I be here?" I said, "I can't. One at a time."
You're like, that's extra.
It is extra. It is. They are very. It's a lovely family.
Wow.
She has 3 children.
Wow.
And they're paying me to go there, to be in her home with her. They don't want her in an institution.
Yeah.
I admire that.
Yeah.
I sent them a thank you letter today that I'm very grateful to let me service her in her home.
Yeah. It's a lot of
love. She needs
love.
to be at home. Her husband died 3 weeks ago, and she just still does not realize that. She's not coming back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So good you're there. So good you're there.
Most of my clients have been palliative clients, but she's not palliative. She has Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
So I'm going to love it.
Yes. Thank you for sharing. I do.
She hugged me when she met me, and she hugged me when I left.
That's sweet.
So there's a connection already.
Yeah, you feel the connection. Yeah, my mom was just telling me, she's like, Abby, we're all being placed exactly where we need to be. I was like,
exactly.
Yeah, sounds like that's what
when the time is right.
Yeah.
The good things show up.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Thank you for sharing. This just makes me so happy. This is why I do what I do. The connection, it feels so good. Awesome. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having this on the show. Thank you.
All right. Does anybody else have a question? This is the funniest thing. I'll wait a few more minutes to see. Again, you'll have to unmute yourself if you want to ask a question. I'm not seeing everybody right now. So somebody's saying, to you, many blessings to you for caring for her. I love someone who has Alzheimer's. I know she picks up something. See if I can read the rest of her chat.
No, the people that have Alzheimer's, their families are afraid to approach them because they have different reactions to different people. But if you approach with open arms and let them come to you, they don't seem as if it's an assault
Yeah,
in their
yeah,
free space.
yeah. The rest of her chat was love and care and energy. So she appreciates and feels your love and care and energy. Yeah.
Thank you.
Very cool. All right, everyone. Well, like I said, if you have any other questions, want to join the program, that special price is until Friday the 24th at noon Pacific time. You can send me an email to Abby, ABBY, at lifeforceconnection.com, and we can talk about it and also set up an intro consultation then. And thank you. Thank you, Kat.
What will the price be after?
It's $527. So normally the group coaching is $527.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your chats, Kat. They're so awesome. All right, everyone. Speak now, forever hold your peace. I'm about ready to log off. You're welcome, Lisa. And yeah, I hope you guys can all connect. You can also all right. You're welcome. Big love. Talk to you soon, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.